What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here, driving on my way actually back to my hometown for a little bit. Haven't been back there in years, Orange, Connecticut. Kind of excited. If you click some links below, we're going to include some videos that we just filmed with one of my top upcoming challenge students. His name is Jack Kellogg. I was trying to get up around the time to New Hampshire where he lives when he crossed $1 million in trading profits, but literally he's been on fire. If you click the links below, you'll hear his crazy story. He's closing in on 1.7 million in profits, and I mean, his profit chart has just gone parabolic. And I want you to learn from what works in the markets, long and short, and understand that what's worked for him might not work for you. He was actually trying some strategies that Tim Grittani has utilized to get to 13 million, my top trading challenge student. I'm also going to post a link to my trading challenge because it's not just me teaching anymore. Now it's my top students helping mentor others. But really good lessons from Jack, how to get to $1.7 million in an industry where, we're talking 95% of traders lose. I think that's even a low estimate. I would say that 99% of traders lose. So it's not even just like optional to learn like what successful traders, it's crucial to learn what successful traders do. Just like cutting losses quickly is not optional, it's crucial. And in one of the videos, it was actually pretty crazy. I just filmed with Jack for 5 hours yesterday, just going over everything, his entire mindset, perspective, lessons, successes, failures, struggles along the way. He sold bamboo pillows, for God's sake, for a little bit. But it was fascinating for me to hear, how obviously everything has sped up in 2020 just because, this is a record stock market and it's really a record year for traders. It's a record year for me. I made over $1 million in trading profits. I have red pants on because I'm going from charity to charity, donating all my trading profits to charity. It's my honor to donate 100% of my trading profits so that you can learn to, give back. I wish someone had told me that in the beginning. And I want you to understand that I'm not optimized for trading. I'm optimized for teaching. So the trading profits are nice, but I'm just trading real-time examples of the patterns that I teach. And I really can't stress enough that 90 to 95, maybe even 99% of traders lose. I know people don't want to talk about the ugly stats. They don't want to hear it, but it's important. It makes the success that you have that much sweeter if and when you do succeed. And as I was saying with Jack, one of the most fascinating aspects was his struggle along the way, trying to emulate Tim Grittani and his strategy about cutting losses intelligently versus, my strategy of cutting losses quickly. Cutting losses intelligently, you have some bigger gains. That's how Tim Grittani's made double what I made in half the time. But you also have a lot of bigger losses. And I just don't think newbies are mentally equipped to handle those big losses. Especially if you're short selling. Jack was down over 100% on one of his positions. I remember it came back, but you can't risk losing all your money on any one trade, especially some newbies go in too big. I only use a small portion of my account per trade, but newbies don't listen. Newbies are screw it, Tim. You're right more often than you're wrong, so let me just go bigger. And I'm no, I can be wrong on any trade. I know it's not fun to be conservative. I know it's not fun to cut losses quickly. I know it's not fun to think about the risks, but it is imperative in the beginning, okay? You can get more aggressive later on once you have experience, once you have the know-how, but trust me and do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and just play things ultra conservative, ultra safely in the beginning. That's all I'm saying. Most people watching this, you're just getting started. You're not used to the volatility. You're not used to the swings. Jack's probably biggest lesson is just how fast things can add up after you've learned to play things safely, after you've learned to grow your account, the right way. It's crazy to me. Last year he made about 100. What was it, Pascal? Pascal's here. Say hi, Pascal.
Hey, everyone.
What did he make? 120, 130,000, I think? 122,000 last year. And that was his first, big year after studying and really making nothing the previous year. So we went basically from nothing to 122,000 now in 2020. I'm filming this in December 2020. The month's not over, but he's up 1.5 million. So this is the crazy thing. If you learn the right way and you focus on the patterns and you learn how to cut losses quickly, if you learn a strategy where you can scale, and also when you click the links below and watch these videos with Jack, he's also making like $200,000 a week lately, which is so far out of the norm of any traders. Forget about just like small profits. And he's doing it, with strep throat, with mono. And it's just because he's prepared. He's put in the time. He grew his account the right way. And then it's just about scaling up your position size and waiting for the right plays. And, like I said, 2020 is a hot market. So for me, it's fascinating to see what people do with my lessons. I really don't think that any lessons or rules or tips or, my suggestion to trade really safely because most traders lose can hurt you. I really think that can help. I know that it's, again, frustrating not to go big in the beginning, but it's so good for your journey. This isn't my first millionaire student now. I have a few millionaire students. I have thousands of students, but only a few millionaires. And it takes time to, grow a small account up to millions. And it takes time, frankly, to learn. And another lesson from Jack is that, he's learned, but it didn't matter if he was an expert in 2018 or 2019. There just weren't that many plays. So not all years are created equal. Some people are like, oh, I'm in year 3 and I haven't done it, or I'm in year 2. Not all years are the same. You want to try to be maximum prepared for the max volatility markets. And that's what 2020 is. All of my top students who are doing well in 2020, they've been students for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. There are some people who are getting it on the fly, but it's so tough when you don't have the perspective of a fast market versus a slow market, when you don't have experience with the volatility. You just open yourself up to tremendous risks and losses, which is how, most traders trade. I know that there's people out there who say, no, Tim, they mock my students. When students tweet at me and they make $40 or $60 on a trade, and they mock me, and and they mock the students. They're like, you're paying Sykes to learn how to make $40. It's just a scam. But what they don't realize is that it's good to start small. The money that you make or lose in the beginning is negligible in the long run. You hone your skills, you optimize your process with small account size. And that really helps you in the long run. You're welcome to ignore me. Many newbies do. Many newbies are like, I'm tired of being conservative. I'm tired of being safe. I don't care if most traders lose. And they just go off on their own. They usually blow up, and then they get very introspective on Twitter after they lose all their money. And I just, there's only so much I can do. I can try to teach you from what's worked for me. I can try to teach you from what's worked for my students. We show all of our trades. I try to show, all of my lessons, all of my losses specifically. I had a $7,000 loss the other day. That was my biggest loss on the day of the year. And what happened the next day, I made back $8,000, and then the day after I made back $6,000, and today, really not trading because I'm driving. But it's pretty amazing I got to get off on my exit in a little bit. I got to focus on driving. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be safe. I don't encourage you studying and watching video lessons while you're driving. This is just me talking about lessons that I know to be true and have experienced myself. All of these lessons, I practice what I preach. I'm not just saying be conservative and then I go against it and then I'm aggressive. No, if you see my trades, I trade like a little bitch. I trade like a coward. I always cut losses quickly. In fact, most of the time I even take gains too quickly. So I might have a small gain or a small loss, but for me that's a scratch. I'm more interested in the plays where I'm really dead on. Wow, look at that lake. The whole lake is frozen over. We're up here in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. It's been a while since I've been to anywhere cold. I got to focus on driving. Leave some comments below if you promise to be safe, especially when driving, and be safe when trading. It's a scary world right now in 2020. Hopefully 2021 is better. But again, the world is dangerous and risky no matter what you do if you have no rules. If you trade aggressively, if you drive aggressively, if you live aggressively. Anyways, I got to go. I hope that you study up. Click the links below too to learn from Jack's crazy journey. Never forget, most traders lose. Okay? This is not like everyone's becoming a millionaire. It's very few and far between people who truly succeed, and all you can do to increase your odds of success is follow the rules. See ya.